Good evening, Madam Sharifa Mastura. I'm Keshika Subramaniam, and today my teammates and I are going to show you magic mud for our backyard chemistry project. So, what is so magic about this magic mud? The magic thing is the potato itself. In this project, we will show you how to turn a potato into a solid that feels like a pizza dough, but at the same time liquefy the minute you stop moving it. So, in order to produce the magic mud, first we need to extract the starch from the potatoes. Basically, potatoes consist of few long polymers or sugar molecules, also known as starch. So when the starch is mixed with the right amount of water, it behaves like a non-Newtonian fluid. So what is a non-Newtonian fluid? Non-Newtonian fluid is a fluid that does not follow Newton's law of viscosity. In non-Newtonian fluids, viscosity can change when under force to either more liquid or more solid. So, as a conclusion, we can derive from this is that the potato does not dissolve in water, but it forms a suspension that can transform into both solid and a liquid. So, the problem statement of this experiment is what will happen when potato starch is mixed with water? Thank you, that's all from me.
A very good morning to our chemistry lecturer, Madam Astura. My name is Michelle Ling. Today, our group will be presenting about an experiment entitled The Magic Mud. I will brief you through a short introduction about the magic mud. Magic mud is a suspension of water and potato starch that has bizarre property of being a liquid when it is resting or moving slowly, but solidifies when you slap it, punch it, or squeeze it. It can be made by either cornstarch or potato starch. In this experiment, our group will be using potato starch to make the magic mud. Magic mud is a fancy term of potato starch with fluorescent liquid. Magic mud, also known as oobleck, it is a non-Newtonian fluid. A non-Newtonian fluid is a fluid that does not follow Newton's law of viscosity, which is independent of stress. In non-Newtonian fluid, the viscosity can change when under force to either more liquid or more solid. So, when can the magic mud be used in real life? In real life, it can be used as a mixture of refractory materials in casting metals. It is also widely used in baseball game where it is used to treat the baseball before it is put into professional play. Nevertheless, it can also be a relaxing and exciting experiment for the children or teenagers.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Hanatalia Natasha binti Muhammad Hanafi, and today I'm going to talk about the hypothesis and expected result for the magic mud experiment. To start with, due to MCO, we couldn't get a hold of tonic water. The function of tonic water in this experiment is that it can make the magic mud become fluorescent, and when black lights are turned on, the magic mud glow with bright blue light because it contains tonic water that have quinine in it. However, without the tonic water, our hypothesis on this magic mud experiment is that if the potato starch is mixed with water, it does not dissolve, it forms a suspension and it will become a solid and a liquid substance.
Good morning everyone, my name is Lo Jiyun. So now I'm going to talk about the materials and chemical used in this experiment. So for starters, the main material in this experiment is potato and water. Besides, the materials and chemicals such as bowl, knife, tonic water, spoon, strainer, and container are also needed in this experiment. However, due to the extension of MCO, we can't manage to get any tonic water outside because we need to stay at home and get rid of any outdoor activities. So for information, tonic water is used to make the magic mud to glow in the dark as it is containing quinine. So in our experiment, the magic mud will not glow in the dark because tonic water is absent in this experiment. Next, I will talk about the methodology of this experiment. First and foremost, the materials and chemical I mentioned just now should be prepared. After that, the potatoes are chopped into small pieces and put into a big bowl. Then the bowl is filled with enough hot water to cover the potatoes. Please remember that the potatoes should be fully immersed in the hot water. Then the water is stirred for a few minutes until it becomes colored. Then the potatoes is filtered by using a strainer. In this process, please remember that the precipitate must wash with fresh water if the precipitate is not clean enough. After filtration, the water with foreign substances are poured out, then the water is left for 2 days to dry. Hence, the resulting white powder we can obtain is known as starch. Lastly, the starch should be mixed with tonic water to form a fluorescent magic mud. But due to the absence of tonic water, what we can get is water only, so the starch is mixed with water to form a magic mud which do not glow in the dark.
Furthermore, our expectation for the result is that the magic mud will turn into a non-Newtonian fluid where the viscosity can change when under force to either a more liquid or a more solid state. When the potato starch will be mixed with water, it will form a suspension instead of dissolving. The mixture will separate into layers and almost all the impurities can be collected in the middle during this stage of the experiment. Then when we quickly dump out the water, it will take most of the impurities with it, which will result in a very clean and magical substance. The magic mud acts as a solid when pressure is applied and a liquid when sitting because there are two states of matter in one. When it is shock or sudden pressure is applied such as by stirring, squeezing or picking up, most of the water runs out from between the grain of the potatoes, leaving solid potato particle to act like a solid. As soon as pressure is released, the water flows back in between the grain, causing the mixture to act fluid again. It cannot look like milk, but when it is being stirred around, it behaves very strangely.
As for the budget part, we will only need to spend about 5 ringgit Malaysia to purchase the potatoes at around 2 to 2.5 kilograms. As for other materials such as hot water, it can be obtained in every household, so it does not require purchasing.
Together like Egyptian gold, we love us. It don't matter, be combative or be sweet cherry pie. It don't matter, just as long as I get all you tonight. I can take you out, oh, oh. We can kill some time, stay home. Throw the teddy bears and the chocolate eclairs away. Got nothing but love for you, for more love every day. Valentine, Valentine. So deep, your DNA's being messed with my touch. Can't be us. So real, fueling the fire until we combust. Can't touch us. It don't matter, be combative or be sweet cherry pie. It don't matter, just as long as I get all you tonight. I can take you out.
Hi, this is Jasmine. So today I'll explain to you guys how my potato mud experiment failed. So it failed because the red solution wasn't formed when I separated the potatoes with the water that had the remains of the potatoes, which might potentially be the starch, using a strainer. And no white gold was also formed after I was waiting for 10 minutes for it to happen. So based on my observation, my experiment failed due to excessive water poured into the bowl, and it did not balance with the amount of potatoes I chopped. And most probably I should have blended the potatoes more than chopping it, so that the presence of starch will be there. Thank you.
what makes me whole. Dancing is what to do. Dancing's what I think of you. Dancing's what clears my soul. Dancing's what makes me whole. Dancing is what to do. Dancing's what I think of you. Dancing's what clears my soul. Dancing's what makes me whole. Dancing is what to do. Dancing's what I think of you. Dancing's what clears my soul. Dancing's what makes me whole.